This is the iPhone 13 mini, and this may be the best iPhone that Apple has ever created, even if Apple doesn't want you to buy this anymore. It's powerful, it's pocketable, and it's tiny. It's really tiny, and that's kind of the point. This phone may be over 4 years old, but it still beats the brand new iPhone in ways that you wouldn't expect. Apple doesn't make any small flagship phones anymore. The iPhone 13 mini was the last of its kind. A phone that fits well in your hand and actually disappears into your pocket, but still shares the chip with many of its big brothers. Whenever I hand this phone to a friend, they say, "Is this the first iPhone that came out? It is so small." Because over the past few years, Apple has been making larger and larger phones. The footprint of this phone is small, but so is the camera bump. I mean, what is with these camera bumps over the past few years? They just keep getting larger and larger. But not on the iPhone 13 mini. There's still a bit of a bump, but this is pretty manageable. And speaking of the cameras, these are still really good. Sure, there isn't the third lens for the 5x zoom, but for most people, this is fine. I'm a full-time photographer and videographer, and I get quite a few jobs to shoot projects on my phone, and I used the iPhone 13 mini for an entire year, and once I got used to shooting on the 2 lenses on the phone, I didn't really miss that longer lens. Even though I've switched to a newer, larger phone for reasons we'll get to in a minute, I actually still use the iPhone 13 mini more than you would expect. There's been a lot of times in the past few years where I need a second or a third, or sometimes a fourth camera angle, and that's where the iPhone 13 mini has come in handy. Actually, 2 years ago, I was shooting a wedding and I used the iPhone 13 mini as the third or fourth angle, and the clip that this was a part of went viral, and when I told people that was shot on the iPhone 13 mini, they didn't believe me. They thought it was shot on a Sony. There's also times when I want photo or video of my iPhone, shot from an iPhone, and the iPhone 13 mini has come in really handy for this. When you compare the photos and videos between the iPhone 13 mini and the iPhone 16 Pro, it's kind of surprising how close these photos and videos look. Sure, there's situations where the 13 mini starts to show its age, but it's not a deal breaker, and for what it is, it's pretty impressive. Other than the cameras and the specs of this phone, it's not the only reason why I loved using this phone. For the year that I dedicated myself to using the 13 mini as my primary device, I found that my screen time went dramatically down because it's not this giant slab of glass demanding my attention. On top of that, this is actually a phone that fits in your pockets. Even though I have the 16 Pro right now, and this is like a medium-sized phone by today's standards, if I'm wearing gym shorts or sweatpants or something, this thing is heavy and it's not that comfortable to wear pants like that. Along with that, the 13 mini actually fits in your hand. I could actually type with one hand, and reaching the top of the screen wasn't an issue with the 13 mini. If you're one of those people who has the iPhone 12 or 13 mini, you know there's some sort of magic about this phone. All of that being said, there are some downsides. There has to be. There's always some downsides. Let's get it out in the open right now. The battery. The battery on this thing, it's horrible. It sucks. It's always been bad. On an average day with normal use, I could only get this thing to about noon before I needed to recharge it. And then supper before I needed to recharge it again. And then maybe even another little top off before bed. Apple's never really been a leader in battery life, but that's especially true for the iPhone 13 mini. The great thing is, I live in North America and there's an outlet from me 15 feet at all times, and if needed, I can always use a MagSafe battery, but it does start to get a little bit annoying. Speaking of MagSafe batteries, I've tried a bunch with this phone. The Apple MagSafe battery fits the best on the phone, however, it's USB-A, and it doesn't have a lot of juice in it, and it kind of overheats if you have it on there for too long. Ideally, I'd like this 10,000 milliamp battery from Anker to work, however, it doubles the size of the phone and it hangs over the side of the edge, but it is USB-C. The battery that I found best works is from this brand called Torres. It's really slim. Yeah, it does hang over the side a little bit, but it's got a lot of power and it's got a USB-C cord to charge it. Speaking of charging, the other downside to this phone is the lightning cable. Right now in my life, there is no lightning cables, and I'm kind of glad they're gone because USB-C is the future, and I probably could deal with battery life on this phone if there was a USB-C port. So if you're a power user of an iPhone, this iPhone is going to frustrate you. Looking forward, what do we think? Is Apple going to make an iPhone 17 Pro Mini? Is the E series of phones the newer, lighter, smaller, minimal phone? Or can we expect an iPhone Flip moving forward where we get that small design, but a lot of power? It's hard to say, but the iPhone 13 mini feels like the last of its kind. So, is the iPhone 13 mini perfect? No. But I still love it. My name's Davey. Thanks for letting me spill the gravy, and we'll see you in the next video.